get started without a lot of distraction. I'm just waiting for my court reporter to identify him or herself. After that happens, we will formally get on the way here. Okay. Uh, who's our court reporter? Mr. Marto, please unmute. Who's the court reporter for today?
Bear with me. I'll try to see. There's no one in here identifying themselves as the court reporter yet. Let me try to make a determination where they're at.
Okay, thank you. Just be patient with us as we uh, get ourselves organized. Just as a general statement, I know several of you are been your systems are having difficulty connecting via audio, so you may need to close out and come back in again if that continues to happen. Just to give you some friendly advice. Notice at least two people. It keeps noting their screens are connecting to audio, and it's been running that way for a couple of minutes. I don't know if the persons are even paying attention. So when you look up, please note that you are not connected.
Mr. Chair, I believe that's Empire
Empire? Okay. I know it's at least
modeling.
okay. That may be it. But okay. Just as friendly advice, maybe Mr. Motto or someone else can help him at the when appropriate.
Mr. Woodson, sir,
Yes.
I've just been in contact with the court reporting service. They said it might be a delay of a few minutes until the court reporter can join us.
Okay. Is that individual someone who will call you when they're available?
Yes, they're going to join the meeting themselves. They should be here. Someone should be here by 1:15 at the latest, but they're trying to get someone to come in here as of right now.
Okay. According to my clock, it's 12:39. So I have to, first of all, apologize to everyone because this is an unusual circumstance, but we cannot formally open our meeting until we have a formal court reporter present to record the hearing. And so what I will do is uh, ask that you take a break and come back with us at 1:15. We won't formally open the hearing until we're to move on. Just give me a moment. I just want to make sure that we have a quorum of the board present before we officially start the hearing. Based on my observation, we have a quorum. We do have a quorum in place, so we will begin. Uh, Ms. Kelly, as per our normal procedures, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We will call to order this meeting, the Illinois Board of Review for today, March 14th, 2024. Just as a preliminary matter, as we always do, everyone's muted just to reduce the potential of background noise and other intrusions. Before we begin, I would advise everyone who is an appellant, if you plan to be part of today's hearing, please conduct yourselves as if you were in a formal hearing in a courtroom. So that means being dressed properly. That means being seated, focused on the camera, not reclining in your bed or your easy chair, anything of that sort. Men, no hats, no eating and drinking while we were in session. If you're in a vehicle, you must be parked in a safe place. We will not conduct a hearing if you're driving or moving. So we need you to be in one place stationary. Those are the basic rules. These hearings are recorded both by the court reporter and by Zoom. So only one person can speak at a time so that you can be clearly recorded, and we will be making a record of today's hearing. Everyone who is an appellant, please pay close attention to addresses that are called. And if your address is noted as moot or moot complied, that means you're done for today. It's been resolved. You may sign off and go on about your business. If you need information as to the distinction between a moot or moot complied matter, please call the code administrator's office and they will give you all that detail. Please do not break into another hearing as we're proceeding, trying to get through today's hearings. We have over 100 cases today to hear, and so it will take every bit of our focus and attention to get through this uh, before too late in the evening. The board itself will introduce itself, and after which we will hear from the law department with any preliminary matters. Again, I'm Kenneth Woodson, board chair.
Ralph Pincus, board member. Mr. Pettit is not here.
Okay, so we need to hear from Mr. Tennant if he's here. If not, Ms. Penn, if she's present.
Beverly Penn, board member.
Ken Washington, board member.
Cortez Patton, board member.
Thank you very much. We'll hear from the other panelists.
Ryan McSherry, board counsel.
Philip Motto, Boards Administration.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's proceed. I'll hear from the law department with the list of preliminary matters.
I'll begin, Chairman Woodson.
But Ms. Nessich, before you start, though, I just want to check: is there one person designated to give the preliminary list? We normally have one person to do that. Is that you, Ms. Nessich?
I will be giving the water department's list, and I know that Ms. Skiles also has an extensive list of resolved matters to share with the board.
Okay,
I'll
well,
be addressing the LNI matters.
okay, Ms. Nessich, you will then, since you spoke up first, you can proceed with the water department matters.
If you're ready,
Please identify yourself for the court reporter.
Yeah.
My name is Melanie Nezich, Knezich. I'm a city attorney with the law department. These are the water matters. Case number 1 is 2804 Welsh Road, Unit A, last 4 digits 4643. That is moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 2, 4011 Marple Street, 4798, moot complied.
Thank you.
Case number 3, 326 West Mount Pleasant Ave, 4805, also moot complied.
Thank you.
Moving on to number 4, 3843 North Broad Street, 4800, that is moot.
Moot. Thank you.
Case number 5 is 1114 Shakamaxon Street. That the last 4 digits is 4864. For that matter, the NOD is rescinded and the matter is moot.
Moot. Thank you.
Number 6 is 5037 Stenton Avenue. The appellant's name is Rodney Hayward. I believe he's present on the call. That matter is moot.
Moot. Thank you.
Last 4 digits for that was 5019. Moving on to number 7, 372 Fillmore Street, 4934, moot complied.
Thank you.
And the last water matter is case number 112. It's listed as an emergency appeal. That is 1354 South Stanley Street. Last four digits of the appeal number are 0765. That property, I'd just like to flag for the board, is owned by an LLC, which, as you are all aware, must have legal representation at the hearing. But if the appellant is represented, the city's prepared to move forward with witness Tamika Warren as early as possible on the list due to her work
Okay.
constraints. And that's all of the water department.
Let's do this then. For appeal number HA 2024-000765, 1354 South Stanley Street. Nick Cessna, doing business as J&N Realty Group. Is anyone present representing that matter?
I am, sir.
Okay, and your name, sir? Put your name on the record.
Nicholas Chesna.
And what is your relationship to this property?
I'm the owner.
Okay. Is it owned in your name as an individual, as an LLC or corporation?
It's owned in the LLC, which is my company.
Okay. And that means that you need legal counsel. You have an attorney representing you today?
I do not.
Okay, so we're going to need to continue this. Ms. Nesich, does the water department have any response to a continuance?
It was listed as an emergency matter.
Okay.
But I understand that he needs legal representation, so the city has no objection to that.
Okay. Mr. Nesich, why don't you have an attorney present?
I didn't know I was required to have one.
Did you read the notice? Did you read the notice that was sent to you?
I did.
And on that notice, clearly at the bottom, it says an attorney is required if you are an LLC or corporate owner. Did you read that? You didn't read that part. And you asked for an emergency hearing.
I did.
How quickly can you get a lawyer to be here to represent you today?
I'm not sure I can get a lawyer in the next 20 minutes.
What is this? What creates the emergency in this matter?
The water company sent a shut off to the property, and because of a curb stop, the curb trap is damaged. Water company dug up next to the curb trap and broke the concrete, so it's settled. And I sent multiple pictures.
Okay, wait. Before you do that, the point is that has the water been terminated, service been terminated?
It's slated to get turned off on the 18th. So no, currently it's on.
Okay, it has not been terminated as of this date.
Correct. As of today, no. It's scheduled to get shut off on the 18th. I had the letter.
Okay, so you may be at risk of losing. Do you have occupants in that building?
I do.
They're tenants?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may need to find other source of residency for them because you don't have a lawyer today. We can't proceed. You didn't follow the procedures as noted clearly in the correspondence that you received. So unless I'm advised differently by Mr. McSherry, our legal counsel, you're going to have to continue this. Mr. McSherry, anything you want to offer in this?
Nothing further.
Okay. Mr. Nistich, you need to get a lawyer right away. And I'm not certain how quickly we can reschedule this.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, it's your corporate owned. You own these buildings. You're responsible for making this work. Ms. Nessage, anything else you want to offer?
You or the appellant?
Ms. Nessage, do you have anything else that you want to
offer? No, thank you. If that's it, then we'll consider the matter continued in the next possible listing date.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes. And for the record, it's that the board is not happy with the circumstances that we're confronted today. Those residents may be the innocent victims of this. And
Sir,
so
can I apologize for interrupting.
I'm not sure who this person is. No, unless you're related to Nessage.
I am.
Who are you? Who are you?
I'm the other member of the property, sir, Jared Sacco.
Okay, sir, I need to see your face, and we are not calling the case unless you're an attorney. So we can't do anything else but continue it.
Okay. I was just chiming in too.
No, there's no need to chime in. The point is that you got a problem and you need an attorney. You should have had one before to help you make this appeal happen.
Okay.
Okay, read the correspondence, please. It's done that way for a reason. This is matters being continued. We're going to move on to the next matter. I'll hear from the law department.
Chairman Woodson, and may my witness Tamika Warren be excused?
Yes, your witness is excused.
Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
It's a good afternoon, Amy Skiles on behalf of the city for the remainder of the resolutions.
Okay.
Beginning with case number 8, HA 2023-00-4997, 6171 East Haynes Street. The appellant is AGH Property Services. That matter has been settled, and that appeal has been withdrawn by the appellant.
Okay, thank you. Noted is withdrawn.
Number 9, appeal ending in 5043 for 4720 North 18th Street. The appellant JPC Group. That matter has also been settled, and the appellant has withdrawn that appeal as well.
Okay, noted as withdrawn.
Number 10, appeal ending in 5099 for 1233 North 6th Street. The appellant is Faraz Aftab. That is an agreement for a city affirm $150 fine.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Chairman Woodson. That's actually not an agreement. The agreement is for number 12.
Okay. So number 10, there's a continuance request by the appellant, and the city does
Okay.
not oppose that.
Okay, I need you to make sure the numbers, please read the last 4 digits so we can track this easily.
Yes, okay. So for appeal number 50 ending in 5099, 1233 North 6th Street, the appellant Faraz Aftab, continuance, there's been a continuance request that the city does not oppose.
Okay, we will note that matter is continued.
Okay. Moving on to number 11, appeal ending in 5100 at 2001 South 10th Street. The same appellant, there was a continuance request for that as well that the city does not oppose.
Okay, we'll note it as continued.
And number 12, appeal ending in 5109 at 12654 Richton Street. The appellant is Brandon Shackleforth. There's been an agreement reached on that one for a city affirm $150 fine.
Okay, thank you very much.
Appeal number 13 ending in 5119 at 4842 North Camac Street. The appellant is Ralph Goldsboro. There's a continuance request for that one made by the appellant, and the city does not object.
Okay, thank you, Wilkin. Noted as continued.
Moving on to number 15, appeal number ending in 5239 at 2527 Masher Street. The appellant is United Inspection Agency. There's been an agreement reached on that one for a city affirm $300 fine.
$300 fine. Okay, thank you.
All right. So for appeals number 17, for the tri-state matters, all but 2 have been resolved.
Okay, before we go through those, I think it begins at item 16.
I have 2 lists. I do have one of my lists, the tri-state matters, begin at 16. I have another list that lists number 16 as 5726 North Lambert Street. It's an appeal ending in 0346. I don't know.
Well, the board is working off the list that has number 16 as HA 2022-003316 1735 South 13th Street.
Okay.
You have that list?
I do have that list, yes.
Let's work off that list.
Okay.
Okay. Because of the extensive number of matters that are attached to Tri-State Delivery, Inc., we will reference this hearing list for today in the record. So the whole list is incorporated into the record, and therefore we will note those matters based on the case number. We will not need to go through and list every appeal number and address. Just begin with the case number and the appellant, and then we'll go from there, okay? And just list which items have been resolved.
Understood. Just give me a brief minute. Okay. All right. So the following appeals have been resolved. The result being a city affirm with a $60 fine, and that applies to the following appeal case numbers: 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 89, 90, 91, 92, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111. That was the final one, 111. So those have been resolved for a city affirm and a fine of $60 each. And the city will be moving forward on cases number 88 and 93.
Okay, thank you very much. We will move forward on cases number 80 and 93.
Oh, sorry, 88.
88, my apologies. 88 and 93. Okay, thank you.
And two of my colleagues, I believe, do have two additional preliminary matters to address.
Okay, please use the raised hand sign so I can acknowledge you and call on you. Okay, Miss Kristen Paschal, please unmute.
Good morning, Chairman Woodson and members of the board. I have the matter relating to
Ms.
Empire.
Paschal, please formally put your name on the record, please.
Oh, I apologize. Kristen Patchell for the city.
Okay.
Again, good afternoon. I have hearing appeal 005206 pertaining to Empire Home Remodeling.
Which number is that? Which number is that?
On my list, Chairman, it's 14. However, I'm operating off of the old list.
Okay, 14. Okay, 14 is the, what's the appeal number?
2023-005206.
Okay, and the address?
1636 North 26th Street.
Okay, and what is the issue?
So yes, again, good afternoon. My understanding is that this corporate entity does not have an attorney as required by the rules and regulations of the board. I did speak with a representative from Empire Home Remodeling. I do see that they are present on the call. I have made them aware that they will need an attorney. I believe it's their request to ask for a continuance. The city does not object. However,
Okay.
I would just note on the record that I did inform them of this about a week ago to remind them that they did need an attorney for today.
Okay, thank you. And who's representing Empire? If you would unmute yourself, ma'am. And your name?
My name is Marina Bobrone.
Please spell your last name, please.
B-O-B-R-O-N-E. ROVNAIA.
Okay, what is your relationship to Empire Home?
Owner.
You're the owner? Okay,
Yes.
why do you not have an attorney today representing you?
Because I was out of state.
And please
And
explain how that matters to not having an attorney.
Okay, I couldn't find a lawyer.
You don't have Empire has been in business for quite a while, hasn't it?
Okay, yes, I
And
understand.
so
But
you don't
I
have an
asked
attorney to represent your interests?
No, because I don't know. I needed attorney.
Okay, that means you didn't read the notice for the hearing.
Yes, I did read it. I didn't
Okay.
see I need attorney.
Mr. Chair, the law department said they spoke to her a week ago.
Yes. And you didn't have time to,
Yes,
you
I
didn't
was
attempt
out
to?
of state when she was sent me email.
Okay.
I was out of state.
Okay, which has no relevance to your ability to find an attorney. That's a phone call or an email. So
Okay.
we will have to continue this matter, but we don't like having to do that when clearly you're responsible for having an attorney to represent a corporation, particularly for one that's longstanding and been in business in Philadelphia for a considerable period of time. Okay, we will note it as continued. Thank you. Ms. Pastor, anything else?
Nothing further. May I be excused?
Yes.
Have a nice day.
Empire, you're excused. Does anyone else have anything?
Mr. Chair, may I be excused?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We still just
I'll come back before the hearing is over.
yes. Just for the record, we do have a panel. A quorum continues, so we're okay. Thank you, Mr. Washington.
Thank you.
Okay, then, Mr. Moto, what else? Oh, and then Mr. Kelly, Mr. Jim Kelly, what do you have?
Good afternoon, board members. Jim Kelly on behalf of the city. I just wanted to address something very briefly. We have two lists that we had. The original one was received, I believe, back in February. That one lists as number 16, HA 2024-346, 5726 North Lambert Street, David Jenkins. That appeal, we received a new list on March 6th, and that appeal was dropped from that list.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what may have happened there. The city's intent, and I sent an email about this last week, was to ask for a continuance at this hearing. There is an attorney on the case, as far as I know, although I don't see her on this call.
Okay. Is it not part of today's? It's not part of today's listing that I have. So, is anyone present on the call representing this matter? Anyone present? Okay. If no one speaks up, we'll put something in the chat if you're muted and you can't unmute. What we'll do, Mr. Kelly, is that connect with the administrator's office and we'll make sure that's relisted.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay. We'll for today's record though, note it as continued and we'll have to relist it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Is anyone else have anything? Okay. Ms. Nessich?
Hi, Chairman Woodson. I just want to clarify to Rodney Hayward on the call if he is the appellant for the case that I read into the record earlier.
Oh, you need to be specific. Which case are you referencing?
It would be case number 6, 5037 Stenton Ave. The appellant's name is Rodney Hayward.
Yes.
Chairman, if you could just say the part about what happens when a case is moot again.
Well, for
the
today's
appellant's edification,
for today
and what he can do.
Okay. For all matters that are noted today as moot or moot complied, that means that it's resolved for today. It matters resolved. So you're excused. You can go about your day. If you need additional information as to the distinction between a moot and a moot complied matter, please call the administrator's office and staff will provide the information as you require. But for today, this matter at 5037 Stenton Avenue is resolved. Is there anything else?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Alrighty. If there's nothing else, Mr. Moto, why don't we call our first case?
Yes, sir. That's case number 88, hearing appeal ending 3439 for the property located at 1735 South 13th Street. Tri-State Delivery Incorporated is the appellant. Andrew Roseman, Esquire, is the attorney of record.
Okay. Who's representing the city?
Good afternoon, Amy Skiles on behalf of the city.
Okay. And Andrew Roseman, I just want to put your name on the record, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Andrew Roseman on behalf of the appellant.
Okay. Alrighty. Ms. Skiles, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, I do have one witness, Sheldon Wilson.
Okay. Mr. Sheldon Wilson, is that person present? I don't see a Sheldon Wilson. I see a name, but I don't see an image. So if you could notify the person to unmute and start the video.
I've sent them a prompt to do both of those, sir.
Okay. In the meantime, Mr. Rosen, will you have any witnesses?
Not today, sir.
Mr. Wilson.
No, it won't let me.
We need your video on, sir.
I'm trying. I'm sorry. One moment.
While the witness for the city is getting organized, Mr. Roseman, so how do you plan to, you don't plan to have any direct testimony from your client then?
Just cross-examination, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Bottom left, just tap the camera icon. The video should come up.
My apologies to all. These technical difficulties sometimes get the better of us. Ms. Skiles, can you confirm that in fact the individual whose name on the screen is Sheldon Wilson is in fact your witness?
Yes, I can confirm. I have spoken to Inspector Wilson a number of times, and I can confirm by hearing his voice that it is Inspector Wilson.
Okay, Mr. Roseman, do you have any objection to proceeding if we can't see his image?
I mean, I would like to see his image, but I'm not going to be, hold up the matter if he's having technical issues.
Yes, and
since
unfortunately,
I've never met the gentleman.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, we're having issues with your voice. It's not coming through. We're losing some of your you're losing some of what you said.
So I was fine up until a minute ago. I'm going to ask, can I get my phone and call in? So I'll leave my video on and then you'll hear my voice over the phone.
Perfect. We'll do that.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
And then I think on the notice there's a call-in number.
There should be, yes.
When I looked at it. Okay. I'll be right back.
Mr. Rose, if you would mute your computer, so that would help us.
Yeah, I will. Sorry.
Ms. Skiles, I believe Mr. Wilson is making some progress. Okay, at the appropriate time, Mr. Wilson, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Wilson looks unmuted, so I guess we just need to hear his voice and know that he's with us.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sheldon Wilson.
There
Okay,
you
sir.
go.
Yep, sir.
Sorry about that.
Okay, just for a moment. We'll get started as soon as Mr. Roseman is able to connect via telephone.
Okay.
He is on my screen twice, Mr. Chairman. Mr.
Yeah, I think
Wilson.
he's trying to connect. He's going to keep his computer on for his
I have
for his
my
video.
computer
No,
and
no, no,
my
Mr. Wilson. No,
mobile
no, Mr. Wilson, not you. We're referencing Mr. Roseman.
phone. Okay.
Mr. Roseman will have his computer screen open for his audio, but for his video, but his audio will be done via his telephone. So you may see his name twice.
I believe he's joining now.
Hello?
Hello. For some reason, we have an echo. So let's do this. Mr. Roseman, you need to turn your speaker off on your computer. Mr. Marto, do you have any ideas, or your IT people can help us?
I'll try and put him in the breakout room and bring him back. Maybe that'll help.
Mr. Motor is Marissa Saliolo. Can she help us?
Yeah, that's the first name, last name.
Yes, we're working on it right now, sir. Mr.
All right,
Roseman, can you hear us?
I can hear you fine, and I just turned off the speaker on my computer.
Excellent. I think that's where we need to be.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's do this, Ms. Giles. I think you're ready to go.
All right. I don't know if we swore in Mr. Wilson.
We did not. So,
Okay.
Mr. Wilson, if you would raise your right hand so that you may be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. You can place your hand down. Okay, Ms. Giles, please proceed.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Wilson, where are you currently employed?
I am with the license and inspection vending unit,
And
City of
what?
Philadelphia.
Okay. And what are some of your roles and responsibilities with the vending unit of the Department of License and Inspections?
I am the circular fee coordinator for the unit.
You're the circular free coordinator?
Yes.
What does that mean? What does the circular free, what do you do as the circular free coordinator?
So the city have a circular fee program where if the homeowner doesn't wish to receive circulars or any advertisement, they could sign up to be a part of the circular free program. Once they receive a violation, they would take a picture of whatever was delivered, send it in to us. We will check to see that they're a part of the circular fee program, and we will process whatever the
Okay. So, so citizens of Philadelphia can sign up to be part of the circular free program.
Yes.
And if they continue to receive circulars, they would make a complaint to you?
Yes.
Okay. And then once a complaint is made to you, what do you do in response?
Once they report whatever the violation is, I would check to see that they're part of the circular free program. I would then make sure I check that they send in whatever was delivered and that they have the sticker posted on their property.
Okay. And then after you verify that information, do you issue a site violation notice?
Yes.
Okay. And with the permission of the board, I would like to share my screen.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, can you see my screen?
Yes.
What, can you tell me what's been identified as City Exhibit 1?
Okay, so this is the violation notice that was sent to the distributor.
Okay. And who was this sent to?
Tri-State Delivery Inc.
Okay. And this SVN, so before you issued this SVN, you received a complaint.
Yes.
And you received a complaint from the occupant of 1735 South Street?
Yes.
Objection. Can I place an objection?
what is
Instead
the
of
nature of the
leading the
objection?
instead of leading the witness as to who he may or may not have received a complaint from, can we ask him if he knows who he received the complaint from?
Well,
we don't know if it's a resident, an owner. I just want a little, I'd rather him not be led.
okay. The
I'll
objection is
rephrase.
noted. Please rephrase. Okay.
Yes. Did you receive a complaint from someone indicating that a circular was delivered to 1735 South 13th Street?
Yes.
Okay. I will move on to City Exhibit 2. Is this the complaint that you received regarding 1735 South 13th Street?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And would you mind reading the text of the email?
It says this was received on 7/7/23. The address is 1735 South 13th Street, Philadelphia, PA 19148.
And
object. Hold on. I would
what
like to
is the
object
objection?
a motion to strike that's hearsay. We
Okay.
don't know
wait,
statement that is.
Your motion is, I'm sorry, your objection is noted. I'm having difficulty seeing the email, so I can't see, is it signed or who's it from?
Chairman, I did redact the information of who it is from. I don't believe it's necessary to the complaint. I didn't want the information for the complainant to be placed on the public record.
Okay. Okay, we do, but we're able to confirm or substantiate this is a formal complaint?
Yes, I would say that this is not hearsay. This is not offered for the truth of the matter asserted, yet to establish the effect on the listener, why Mr. Wilson did send an SVN for a violation of a handbill delivery to 1735 South Street. We just have to, I can ask a few more questions.
Okay, just in terms of the current objection that's before us, I will overrule the objection, asking you to proceed.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I interject for a moment,
Yes, sir.
please?
Yes.
I just want Mr. Roseman to I believe he's a trial attorney, and this is an administrative hearing, and the rules of evidence are not strictly applied in this type of proceeding. So there is a certain amount of latitude that the chairman has with respect to testimony and entry of evidence. Okay?
No, I fully understand, but I'd like to preserve the record
That's
for
fine.
what I feel is important.
Okay.
Thank you.
So noted. Let's proceed.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, let me back up and ask a few other questions. If someone wanted to make a complaint about receiving an unwanted circular, who would they contact?
They would contact my unit, which is a circular free unit, and they would either send in a picture of whatever was delivered by mail or by email.
And the email address, this was sent to vending@philadelphia.com. Is that where
correct.
complaints are sent to?
Yes.
And do you review that inbox?
Yes.
And you process the complaints that come through that inbox?
Yes.
Okay.
Ms.
So,
Stiles, if I may, you said, I believe, phila.com, and it's
I'm sorry.
noted here as phila.gov.
Correct. Sorry. The email is vending@phila.gov. Okay, so Mr. Wilson, a complaint was received to the vending@phila.gov inbox, and it was, if you could just read what was reported I believe you stated it for the record, but what was the address that was reported to be the address where a circular was received?
The address is 1735 South 13th Street, Philadelphia, PA 19148.
And when you received this complaint, did you check to see if that address was registered as part of the Circular Free program?
Yes.
And is that address registered as part of the Circular Free program?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of the complaint, did the complainant send a photograph of the circular received?
Yes.
And directing your attention to the photograph on the screen, can you see the photograph on the screen?
Yes, I can.
And is that the circular that was received, or is that the circular that was reported to be received at 1735 South 13th Street?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And moving on to this photograph, can you see what's depicted on the screen now?
Yes, I can.
What is depicted in this photograph?
In the photo, you can see the circular that was delivered on the ground, and you can also see the circular free sticker that was issued from our department to the homeowner.
And just to clarify this, can you see my mouse? This is the sticker here.
Yes, that's the circular free sticker.
And this is the circular that was complained about.
Yes, it is.
And it looks like it's the Save circular. Who is the distributor of the Save circular?
Tri-State Delivery.
Okay.
Inc.
Okay. And just as my final, if I may just offer this as an offer of proof, this is just a street view of 1735 South 13th Street, how the property would look at from the street. And you can see that circular free sticker in the bottom right of the door, and it would be visible from the sidewalk.
Thank you.
And
So
I'm
noted.
gonna place an objection to City 3.
And the objection is?
Some foundation, please. I think we got testimony that he received the first 2 photos as part of the official complaint. I don't believe this was part of the email because it only had 2 attachments.
It was not a part of the complaint. This is more a demonstrative. I was just presenting it as a demonstrative offer of proof to show what the property looks like from the street.
Okay.
But I would like some foundation, some authentic foundation to the photo.
Okay, Ms. Skiles.
If it's going to be admitted, if it's
sir,
not going to be admitted, I don't care.
Well, it will. The point here is to admit it. So I'm going to ask Ms. Skiles to proceed with some foundation for the photo. Who took it, when it was taken, etc.
So this was it's not a photograph. It's just a screenshot from the City of Philadelphia's Cyclomedia database of photographs. It was taken, I can provide October 3rd of 2023.
I'm going to object.
So noted.
If this is some
Okay, and sir, when you're presenting your case, you will certainly have an opportunity to counter whatever the city is presenting, but we will accept that at the moment. Let's move on.
I believe that I would just like to, okay, so then based on the complaint, Mr. Wilson, and the information you reviewed regarding 1735 South 13th Street, you issued this did you issue this SVN?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I have, and I will stipulate, I know the statutory fine amount listed in the SVN, it is incorrect. It should read $100.
The SVN is 100?
Yes, that's, yes.
The SVN fine is 100. Okay. Has the appellant been notified of that?
Yes. And I will I have no further questions for Mr. Wilson at this time, and I will stop sharing my screen.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Rosen?
Sure. If I'm probably going to refer back to those exhibits, Ms. Skiles, with your witness, if you don't mind resharing them.
Okay.
Just to keep it easy.
All right. Just give me one moment.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. Thank you, Ms. Skiles. Mr. Wilson, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. And if it's okay with the board, I know I'm using my phone. I'm going to be looking down, so just bear with me.
Sure.
Mr. Wilson, according to what the city is submitting as this City 1, would you agree with me the date of the notice is July 14th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know when the date of the alleged delivery was?
It should be on the email that she showed,
Okay.
I believe, on Exhibit 2.
Well, the email is dated, I believe it says, I don't know when the actual, oh, there we go. So the email, it looks like it was sent on July 7th. And then there's an indication this was received on July 7th. Did someone forward this email to you?
The email was sent on July 7th, and they received the circular on July 7th by what they stated. This was received 7/7/23.
Okay. And when is your email address vending@phila.gov, or is that just an email that you check during the day?
That's the email for the vending unit that I check daily.
Okay. Do you have a specific time of the day that you check the emails?
I'll object to relevance.
Yeah, Mr. Roseman, you began with whether or not Mr. Wilson could confirm date of delivery of the flyer, but you haven't followed that line of questioning.
Well, that's where I'm trying to get to. But thank you. So let me ask you this. Other than what's typed on this email, Mr. Wilson, do you know the date that the circular was delivered?
The date is stated on the email.
Okay. So according to this notice, if we go back to the notice says on July 7th, 2023, L&I inspected the location located at the address below, which is the 1735 South 13th Street. Okay, do you see where it says that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go to the property located at?
No, I did not.
I'm sorry. Okay. Did anyone from L&I physically visit the property located on South 13th Street?
No.
Okay. And I know you just indicated you didn't go after receiving the notice. Have you ever been to the property?
No, that's not the procedure.
I'll object. Yeah, I'll object to relevance of.
Well, okay. That's the objection. I'm going to overrule the objection and ask Mr. Sheldon, though. Mr. Sheldon Wilson, please, your response should be directly to the question, not expanded, okay?
Okay.
And please respond to the question.
Okay.
Have you ever been to the property, Mr. Wilson?
No.
Okay. So, Mr. Wilson, on your direct, you said after you got the complaint, you looked up to see if there was a decal registered for that property. Was that your testimony?
Could you repeat your question, please?
Okay. So the site notice, the site violation notice indicates that on that day, July 7th, L&I did an investigation. On your direct, all I heard was, upon receiving that email and photo, that you looked to see if that property address was, I guess, received a decal for non-delivery. Is that your testimony?
No, I checked to see that they're a part of the circular fee program, and they register with the program and has been approved and received a sticker.
Okay, so I just had a couple questions about the circular free program.
Okay.
According to the L&I website, if someone wants to be a part of that program, they contact L&I, and then L&I gives them a sticker to put on their property, and I think that was shown in one of the photos, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that sticker or decal, that is what notifies distributors that they're part of the non-distribution list, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you, bear with me one second. Do you have anything in your investigation or file with you that indicates who the owner of the property is?
I'll object to the relevance of who the owner of the property is for the purposes of this this hearing.
Well, the code provides that it's the owner who has to ask to be on the non-distribution list.
Okay, so I'll overrule that objection. Please answer if you know the answer, Mr. Wilson.
So
Mr. Wilson, I'm sorry.
Yes. To be a part of the circular fee program, once they submit the application, we check to see that whoever is submitting the application is the owner or the owner of the property, and that's how they become approved. If the database show that they're the owner of the property.
Okay. So for purposes of today, you have nothing else to say that whoever ordered that decal was the owner of the property.
Once I check the application and I check our database, then that's the proof that we have. They're the owner. I mailed them out the decal, the sticker.
Okay. And that goes to my next questions. When someone contacts you and asks for a decal, Department of License and Inspections, you mail out the decal, correct?
I first have to check to see that they're the owner before I mail out the decal.
And then once you check that, you mail them the decal, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you have anything with you today saying when the property owner ordered the decal for the South 13th Street property?
I'm going to object to relevance as to when the decal was ordered. We're here to address a specific date. An SVN is issued for a specific occurrence on a specific date. The department's presented evidence that the decal was present on the date of the specific incident. I don't think it matters when the decal was ordered.
Okay,
or is
so
relevant
noted.
for purposes of this
Your
hearing.
objection is sustained. Sir, please move on.
Okay. Well, then let's scroll down to the photograph that was sent to you. Amy, if you could just scroll down for me to the photo of the property with the sticker.
And just note that each of us are being addressed as Mr. or Miss Skiles or
I'm sorry.
uh
I'm sorry.
That's
yes,
okay.
Mr. Roseman.
You are 100% right, Mr. Chairperson. I apologize.
Okay.
Mr. Wilson, this photo was one of the attachments sent to your unit. Are there any dates on this photograph?
I don't see any date on the photograph. It's not
And
timestamped.
and okay, you didn't take this photo, did you, sir?
No, I did not.
Do you have any way of knowing with any firsthand knowledge when this photograph was taken?
Whoever reported it, they said it was delivered on that date, so I wouldn't know when it was taken.
For interrupting, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Skiles, would you please direct your witness to speak up a little bit? His voice is fading and I'm missing some of his testimony.
Yes, I'm sorry, Mr. Wilson. Could you just speak up a little bit when you're answering the questions?
Right. I wouldn't know when it was taken. I only know the date that they reported that it was delivered.
Okay.
Before we proceed, we're only seeing, I believe, a portion of this picture. Is it possible? I mean, it may or may not have a date on it. It appears not to have a date. Thank you. I just wanted to ask if whether there may have been a date on that picture.
But I do know that in direct testimony, there was reference to this when this foundation was being set. A date was noted by Ms. Skiles. I'm not testifying. I'm just asking Ms. Something's different between the two. Ms. Skiles, you're controlling the exhibits at the moment, but was that the one that had the date in the corner?
No, there was no date in the corner of this one. This was just, it was received as an attachment to an
Okay.
email that was
Okay.
sent on July 7th, 2023.
Okay, my apologies. Okay.
May I continue, Mr. Chairman?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bear with me 1 second. I don't want to repeat questions. Did Mr. Wilson, did you physically receive the item that's depicted in the photograph?
It was sent in through the email.
I'm sorry, the item, the delivery, the circular. I apologize.
I'm going to object to relevance again, as to why it would matter if Mr. Wilson physically received the circular.
So noted, sustained.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, and we could zoom in. Is there anything on this circular that indicates who delivered it?
You have the name saved, and the distributor for that is Tri-State Delivery Inc.
And how do you know that Tri-State Delivery Inc. delivered that circular on the day that you've alleged?
They reported it was delivered on that date.
No, that I understand. Well, Tri-State reported to you they delivered it that day?
No.
Or the homeowner?
The property owner reported it was delivered on that date.
Right. And that wasn't necessarily my question. My question is, how do you know Tri-State Delivery made the delivery of that item on the alleged date?
Because that's the company that does the distribution for those.
And how do you know that, sir?
Well, it's the what's it called? Could you repeat your question, please? I don't understand what your question is.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't see anything other than what's in the photo, and you testified it's a bag that says save on it. You didn't see anything inside. You testified that Tri-State Delivery made that delivery on that day. And I'm asking you, how do you know Tri-State Delivery made that delivery on that day?
I'm going to object. I believe Mr. Wilson has answered this a number of times. He knows that Tri-State is the distributor of the
Well,
safe
Ms. Skiles, I hear the objection, but wait a minute. I'm going to overrule the objection. And Mr. Wilson, I just need you to respond to how do you know Tri-State is the delivery agent for that package?
Well,
Mr. Wilson?
when I first started the program, I was informed that they're the one who is responsible
Objection.
for the distribution.
Objection is
Mr.
to
Roseman,
hearsay.
wait, sir. He's responding to the question. Hearsay is
Okay.
allowed in certain circumstances, so I'd like him to complete his answer.
I'm sorry.
Please, Mr. Wilson, please
Yeah.
answer the question.
Yeah, when I first become the circular feed coordinator, I was informed that Tri-State Delivery is the company that is responsible for distribution for the saved bags.
I'm going to renew my objection to being informed of anything. He's in charge of the unit. He's the investigator.
Okay,
There's
that's his response.
a
Your
number of
objection is noted.
distributors.
Your objection is noted.
Okay.
And again, as you're putting on your case, if you have other information that would challenge that answer, please do so.
Okay. Well, I'll ask Mr. Wilson, as you're in charge of the vending unit in the city, correct?
I'm in charge of the circular feed program.
The circular free program. Thank you. How many different distributors are you aware of that distribute circulars in the city?
I'm going to object again. We're here to address, a site violation notice, a specific violation, the distribution of the save circular. I would like to keep Mr. Wilson's testimony, surrounding the site violation notice now.
Yes. So noted and sustained. Mr. Roseman, if you want to have, and it's your choice, whether or not you have evidence and or direct testimony from your client to substantiate a point, please do that. But that was not his previous testimony. I'd ask you to focus in on how he testified.
Fair enough. I'll stay with his response. Bear with me.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, if you're aware, on the application that your office receives for these non-distribution decals. Give me a second. I just want to look real fast. You're familiar with the application. You review them, correct, sir?
Yes.
and it states at the top that the Department of License and Inspections maintains a
Mr. Roseman,
commercial.
wait,
Yeah.
Mr. Roseman, do you want to present that document for us, for the board to review?
Sure,
So-
sure. I can
I'll
do it. I
also-
have it downloaded.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's back up a little bit. That was not his,
Okay.
he didn't testify to that. So I'm going to ask, when you finish your cross, if you have some information you feel
Okay.
that your case will depend on, then you present it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll reword it. I'll re-ask a different question.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
if I
Wilson.
may,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Roseman, before you proceed, if I may, I believe when the notice of the hearing was sent out, the appellant was given and instructed to forward any documents or exhibits they wanted to submit at that time, as opposed to now submitting them at the hearing. Of course, you're free to accept it, but I believe the notification said, please submit it beforehand. If the city doesn't
Well,
object, it's fine with me.
I
With
would
all
object.
due respect,
Yes, I mean, my objection to this line of questioning would be relevance at this point as to what the application to the circular free program has to do with this violation that occurred on July 7th, 2023, to which the department has presented photographs. I don't really see what the application to the circular free program has to do with that site violation.
well, if I may,
Yes.
if I may respond, and I
Yes,
have no
please.
way of knowing what the witness is going to testify to on direct, but something came up on his direct about the decal being placed on this door. It was shown in this same exhibit we're looking at. The code has a requirement as to the manner in which that decal has to be placed. And I think I should be given a little bit of latitude because there is two ways a distributor can know whether or not a property is on a non-distribution list. One is
Okay.
the list. Two is the decal. And if I
And-
could just tie them together.
Mr. Roseman, the issue though that raised that got us here was that you were going to ask him to respond to a document, and I'm asking you if that document
Okay.
is something you wanted to present or had presented in your evidence, if you had done
Fair
that.
enough. This document is an L&I on the website that the witness testified to, that people can contact them and ask for a non-delivery decal. That's all.
Okay.
I'm asking about a question on that form.
Okay, and
But
normally,
that's okay. I'll re-ask the question
yes, please,
if you
sir.
want.
Yeah, yes.
Sure. Mr. Wilson, is there a list of all the properties that are members of the non-distribution list?
Yes.
Okay. And do you provide that list to distributors like Tri-State Delivery?
If they request it, then I could.
Okay. Prior to this hearing, have you given Tri-State the list?
I haven't.
Okay. And do you have any recollection as to the time of the delivery that was made to the property in question?
The date, I'm not sure of the time. I can see the date the date is on the email.
But you don't know the time.
No, I don't.
And the code, the instructions for putting the code itself about these decals say they have to be placed on the property so they're visible from the sidewalk. That's what the code says, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If a delivery is made at night and the distribution company does not have a list of addresses, how would the decal be visible?
I'm gonna object.
Okay.
This calls for speculation from Mr. Wilson
I'll
and
withdraw it.
Okay, so
I'll
noted.
withdraw it. I'll withdraw it. I'll
Yep.
withdraw it. Mr. Wilson, let me just ask you about the decal real quick. Is the decal a glow in the dark decal?
I'm going to object again.
Why?
Well, okay. I'll
Are you objecting or not, Ms. Skiles?
no, he can answer.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Wilson, the decal. I mean, I don't want to make this longer than it has to be. It's not a glow in the dark or illuminated decal, is it, sir?
I don't know if it is.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything else, Mr. Rosen? Any other cross?
I'm kind of at the end. I'm just making sure I hit everything
Okay.
on behalf of my client. Just bear with me.
Okay.
Nope. That's all my questions as of cross. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any redirect, Ms. Skiles?
No redirect. No redirect.
Okay. Well, given Mr. Rosen was indicating how he was approaching this, what I would ask both parties is to offer a final argument. And after final argument, we will vote. What I will do, though, is Mr. Rosen, if you would go first, and then we will have Ms. Skiles. And what I neglected to ask is, do we need to argue a second matter on case number 93? Will that be, again, a second hearing, or are we consolidating or not?
It's a second property. It is a second appeal.
Okay.
We can address it separately.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Just wanted to understand. Okay, let's do this then. Mr. Rosen, if you would give your final argument, I would then ask Ms. Skiles to do likewise. And we will take a short executive session to deliberate, and we'll come back and vote. Thank you.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for your patience with me, everybody on the board.
Yep.
I appreciate it. I'm going to be real short with my summary. Mr. Wilson is not able to testify without using a hearsay statement as to who made this delivery. There's nothing before the board that Tri-State Delivery. Hello?
We're listening. We can hear you.
Oh. My screen just went blank. I thought maybe you were taking your break right now.
Oh, no.
I apologize.
We can still see you. We can hear you.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Didn't know if I was talking to myself.
No.
So there's nothing in the evidence being produced before you that Tri-State Delivery made this delivery, and it is this L&I's burden to prove to you, according to the code, that a distributor improperly delivered a commercial handbill to an owner that requested not to be on the distribution list. That's what the code says. So essentially, Mr. Wilson gets an email there. That in itself to me is hearsay because we don't know who even authored the email. It states in there about, this is what I received, and there's a picture of a door with a sticker and a delivery and a package on it. I would ask the board, again, it's a hearsay statement as to how Tri-State, made this delivery. Also, I don't think Mr. Wilson can testify with any independent knowledge as to when the delivery was made. He's never been to the property, nor anyone from L&I has been to the property that can testify to you how the property looked on the alleged date of the delivery. There's 2 pages on that exhibit. The first page is just an email with a picture of a Save-A-Lot bag, no property. Then there's a separate photo with a bag and a door. There's been no testimony. They've been taken on the same day. There's been no testimony that any investigation was looked into on that. And, you know, according to the site violation notice that my client got, it states that L&I did an investigation into this matter. And if you listen to the testimony, there really was a de minimis, if anything, investigation prior to issuing a site violation notice, which, you know, states, and you have it on there, that L&I investigated the location and there was a site violation that could not be corrected immediately. My testimony would be the bag could have been thrown in the trash. That's an immediate rectification of a site violation notice, not a code violation notice, but a site violation notice. That's all I have for you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Giles?
Yes, I would like to begin just by addressing the burden here and who has the burden in this case. This is not the city's appeal. This is Tri-State's appeal. And if Mr. Roseman wants to tell the board that the property is not on the do not deliver list, or if the sticker is not conspicuously posted, that is Mr. Roseman's burden to bear. We simply need to show that the notice here was effectuated. Under the code, no distributor shall place a commercial handbill on private property where the owner has notified the Department of License and Inspections that they do not wish to receive such material, or where the property is conspicuously posted against receiving such handbills. Here, if I may just share my screen again. Here, it is very clear that this SVN was issued properly. As Mr. Wilson testified, Tri-State Delivery is the distributor of the SAVE handbills. There has been no testimony or evidence contrary to that fact today. Here we have a complaint that was received by the department on July 7th, 2023. The complaint includes a photograph very clearly that the SAVE circular was delivered to 1735 South 13th Street. Here, the complaint also showed that 1735 South 13th Street did have this sticker placed in a very conspicuous location. And City Exhibit 3 does show the property from the sidewalk, and you're able to see that circular sticker right on the front of the property very clearly. So we would be asking for a city affirm today. I think there's been more than enough evidence presented from the department today to show that the site violation notice was issued properly. So we would just be asking for a city affirm. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I would invite my colleagues to join me in a short executive session. We will off the record. It's 2:34. Thank you, everyone. We're going to go back on the record with regard to case number 88. Yes, case number 88. And I just wanted to make certain that we have the proper appeal number, which is HA-2023-003439, 1735 South 13th Street, Tri-State Delivery, Inc. Before we begin the votes, want to make sure everyone's present. Mr. Roseman, can you hear us and see us, sir?
I can hear you. I can't see anyone anymore, but I can hear you.
Okay, let's do this. We will vote. Then maybe the IT person on our side can help you reconnect via video. But I will start the vote.
I see the meeting, just no pictures. The only person I see is myself. talking
Okay.
on the phone.
Once we complete the vote on this one,
Okay.
before we call the next case, we'll ask IT to see if they can help.
Mr.
Okay.
Chairman, may I suggest that we each identify ourselves because of this issue?
Yes,
When we
that'll be
vote?
fine. Yes. Kenneth Woodson, Board Chair, City Affirmed.
Ralph Pincus, City Affirmed.
Roger Tennant, Senior, City Affirmed.
Beverly Penn, Board Member, City Affirmed.
Cortez Patton, Board Member, City Affirmed.
Thank you very much. The vote is unanimous, City Affirmed. Mr. Roseman, before we continue to the next matter, I'm going to ask Mr. Moto, see if you can get with our IT person. Is there anything we can do, Mr. Moto, to help reconnect Mr. Roseman?
We'll work on it right now, sir.
Okay, thank you. We're going to take a short recess. It's 2:45, 2:44, 2:49. We'll resume. 5 minutes. We'll come back. Thank you.
Would Mr. Roseman and I be able to be put in a breakout room together to have a discussion?
Well, let's see. Mr. Moto, would that interfere with your ability to get him connected if he's in a breakout room? Mr. Moto, you're muted. Okay, Ms. Giles, I think we're trying to multitask and not accomplishing everything we want. So let's do this just for a moment. Mr. Roseman, are you available to participate in a breakout room?
Oh, yeah, I would. Yeah, I think we could maybe streamline
Okay, so let's do
your
this.
list talking about the next matter.
Yes, let's do this. Just for a moment. We'll wait until Mr. Moto comes back, and then I will ask him to give you to a breakout room, okay? Mr. Moto, you unmuted. Are you
Yes,
able
sir.
to give a breakout room to the attorneys?
They should have the prompt now.
Okay. Ms. Giles and Mr. Roseman?
They appear to have both left, or at least Mr. Roseman's phone call is left, but his screen is still here. So I believe he's in the breakout room as well.
Okay. Okay. So what we will do, we'll go off the record until 2:50. It's 2:45. We'll go off the record for 5 minutes, unless they come back earlier.
Quick question for you. Since I set out the last hearing, is this a continuation of that hearing or?
No, this is a brand new case. This is number 93 that we're going to hear next.
Okay,
So,
Mr. Chair, could you bring me back in then?
yes, you're noted as being on the panel and will be present for the hearing that's coming up. Thank you. All right, Mr. Moto, if you could call the next case.
Yes, sir. This is item number 93 on today's list. HA 3562 for the property at 1212 Fitzgerald Street. Tri-State Delivery Incorporated is the appellant. Andrew Roseman Esquire is the attorney. He is present in the room today.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Roseman, I just want to confirm that you're fully connected via audio and video.
I am. I can see everyone. You all look great. Thank you. And I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Skiles, do you have a witness for this
Yes,
case?
my witness for this would be Sheldon Wilson.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, if you unmute and raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. You can place your hand down. Okay, Mr. Roseman, will you have a witness for this case?
Yeah, I'm going to call Mr. Wilson as of cross-examination in my case in chief.
Okay, so you will basically cross-examine him. You don't have any other witnesses. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Skiles, please proceed.
Yes, okay. Mr. Wilson, where are you currently employed?
I am employed by the City of Philadelphia, license and inspection, vending unit.
Okay. And what are some of your roles and responsibilities with the vending unit at the Department of License and Inspections?
I am the circular fee coordinator.
Okay. And please describe what that means to be the circular fee coordinator.
So basically, I'm responsible for writing SVNs, approving the application for the decals. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. And why would you write an SVN for a circular in the circular free program?
If the property owner report that they receive a violation, then I would check, and that's what I would write an SV, and I would check to see that whatever was delivered and that they send in photographic evidence of what was delivered.
Okay. And with the board's permission, I would like to share my screen.
Yes, please.
Sorry. Okay, I found it. Sorry. Okay, Mr. Wilson, please let me know when you can see what is shared on my screen.
I can.
Okay. Can you identify the document that's been labeled City Exhibit 1?
Yes, it's a site violation notice.
And why was this site violation notice issued?
The owner of the property sent in an email that they received a delivery. Yeah, basically they received a delivery that they wish to report.
Okay. And what was the property that complained to the vending unit to have you issued this site violation notice?
Is 1212 Fitzgerald Street.
Okay. And who was this site violation notice issued to?
Tri-State Delivery Inc.
Okay. So in order for you to have issued this SVN, did someone complain about receiving a circular at 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
Yes.
Okay. And after receiving that complaint, did you check to see if 1212 Fitzgerald Street is registered as part of the Circular Free program?
Yes, I did.
And is 1212 Fitzgerald Street registered as part of the Circular Free program?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of their complaint, did you also require the complaints to have photographs attached to them showing you what they're complaining of?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm moving on to City Exhibit 2. Is this the complaint that was received regarding 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
Can you scroll up a bit more, please?
Up.
The other way, I'm sorry. Down, maybe.
I'm sorry, the other way? I can make it
Yeah.
smaller too. Does that
Okay,
help?
yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me re-ask the
for me?
question for the record.
Yeah, thanks.
Is this the complaint that was received regarding 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
Yes.
Okay. And when was this complaint received?
It was received July 21st, 2023.
Okay. And in the body of this email, did the complainant indicate what day and what time they had received a delivery?
Yes, it's July 20 at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. And it also indicates the address, correct?
Yes, the address, yes.
And as part of this complaint, an image was attached.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so I'm scrolling down to page 2 of City Exhibit 2. Oh, what is identified in this image?
This is a saved coupons.
Saved coupons. And do you see anything else in this photograph?
There's a picture of the decal that's posted on the property.
Okay. And who is the distributor of the saved coupons?
Tri-State Delivery.
Okay. And so based on the photograph that was attached to the complaint, you issued this SVN to Tri-State Delivery.
Yes.
Okay. And again, this is just a demonstrative from the department to show a street view of 1212 Fitzgerald Street. You can see from the street, this was a photo taken from Atlas on October 6th, 2023, showing 1212 Fitzgerald from the street, and you can see clearly from the sidewalk the do not deliver sticker in the left-hand corner of the door.
I'm going to just place an objection on the record to the admission of City 3.
So noted.
And with that, I have no further questions at this time.
Okay.
For
Alrighty.
Mr. Wilson.
Okay. Mr. Roseman, you have any cross?
Before I begin, may I ask Ms. Skiles whether or not she intends to stipulate that the statutory fine on this violation is incorrect?
Yes, the department will stipulate that the statutory fine on this SVN should read $100, not $300.
Okay, thank you. So noted.
Mr. Wilson, good afternoon. We met earlier. My name's Andrew Roseman. On your direct, you testified that if a property owner writes in for a violation of a delivery, that you verify whether or not they're a part of the program, and then you issue a violation. Is that correct?
Yes.
And do you have any, do you know who the owner of 1212 Fitzgerald Street is?
I would object to him placing the name of the owner on the record today, but he could testify that he verified that the owner requested the sticker.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, can you do that without noting the owner's name?
Yes, the owner's name is on the application that they submitted.
And did the owner email the exhibits C2 to your vending@phila.gov email address?
Yes.
Huh? And then you indicated, so the owner emailed in the email, and then I'm sorry, just so I'm clear. Did you verify that the owner applied for the decal?
Yes.
Okay. And have you, upon receiving this complaint, did you go to 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did anyone from L&I go to 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
No.
Okay. And your notice says that on July 21st, 2023, the Department of License and Inspection inspected the location at the address below, which is 1212 Fitzgerald Street, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But it's your testimony that, to the best of your knowledge, nobody from L&I inspected the location at 1212.
I'll object, inspect. I would ask just for clarification on the word inspect. The notice doesn't say physically inspect. However, Mr. Wilson did testify that he reviews.
Okay, let's do this. Ms. Skiles, you will have an opportunity to redirect to bring that up. Okay.
I'll save for redirect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr. Roseman, do you have your answer, Mr. Roseman? Or do you need
well,
to further answer?
I'm going to re-ask just to make sure that the witness is clear. I'm just reading the site violation notice marked as City 1. and it states on it, actually, I should ask Mr. Wilson, did you complete this site violation notice?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And on this violation notice, you state on July 21st, 2023, the Department of License and Inspections inspected the location listed below. And the address is 1212 Fitzgerald Street, and found the following condition or activity which violates the Philadelphia Code and which could not be corrected immediately on site. So I just want to be clear for the record, you're not aware of anyone from the Department of L&I going to 1212 Fitzgerald Street on July 21st, 2023?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been to that location?
No.
The photograph attached to city, I think it's marked as city 2. My exhibits aren't marked from the city, but I believe it's city 2. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Giles. That photograph, is that photograph what you relied upon to issue the SVN in question?
Yes.
Okay. Would you agree with me in that photograph that it's being held in front of a door as opposed to the circular laying on a step or on the ground?
That's what it looks like, yes.
Okay. Do you have any idea who's holding that those papers in that photograph?
I'll object
I
to
don't.
relevance as to why it would be relevant as to who is holding the.
So notice sustain. Please either reframe or move on.
I'm sorry. Oh, you sustained the objection, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Wilson, can you tell me whether or not the owner of that property is holding that those documents in that photograph?
I don't know who's holding the evidence in the photograph.
Okay. And there's no plastic wrapper wrapped around any of the circulars in this photograph, correct?
I don't see any plastic in the photo.
Okay. And do you recall your testimony or the previous matter wherein the photograph of the circular delivered allegedly by my client was in a plastic wrap?
No, wait, Mr. Roseman.
I can't do that.
No, you can't do that. We did not consolidate
fair
these
enough.
matters, so each case has to stand on its own.
Okay, very good. Mr. Wilson, are you familiar with the manner in which the SAVE circulars are distributed to property addresses? How they're actually physically, how they look when they're delivered?
Could you repeat your question, please?
Sure. In your position, in your job with L&I, are you familiar with how the deliveries, the SAVE deliveries, allegedly delivered by Tri-State Delivery, how they appear at the residents' homes, like what they physically look like?
Yes, I know what they look like, yes.
Okay. And are they wrapped and folded in a plastic bag that says SAVE on it?
Not all the time from the pictures that I see.
All right. Okay.
could you ask Mr. Wilson to please repeat his answer? I did not understand what he said.
It's Mr. Wilson, could you repeat your answer to the last question? Just a
My
little
answer,
louder.
my answer is that not all the time that I see pictures of them in the plastic bag. Sometimes it's just like how it is on the screen.
Okay. Would you agree with me, sir, that in the majority of the times you've seen the photograph, they're in a plastic bag with the word save on it?
It varies. It varies. Sometimes it's like this.
And do you have, other than this photograph that's on the screen, do you have any firsthand knowledge of how 1212 Fitzgerald Street appeared on July 20th, 2023?
Just from the picture, that's it.
And there's nothing indicating the address on this exhibit as 1212 Fitzgerald Street, correct?
Mr. Wilson, did we lose our witness?
It looks
Okay.
like he's, I still see, I can still see his name. I just can't see his
Okay.
image anymore.
Mr. Moto, is there any way to help us figure out what happened here?
We'll have to try to call him back again. He does appear on a separate device, but I think that was his computer, which he was not using during the call. Someone is trying to get in now. It's Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Mr. Wilson, are you able to completely see and hear us?
I can see and I can hear. I'm sorry, I got kicked off.
Okay. Mr. Rosen, would you repeat your question, please?
Sure, I can do my best. I believe, Mr. Wilson, my question was on this photograph that we're looking at. Is there anything that indicates this photograph was taken at 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
Not in this photo.
Okay. And I believe you testified earlier that you've never been to this property, correct?
No, I've never been to that property.
Okay. Do you have any firsthand knowledge that that decal shown in the photo is clearly visible from the sidewalk?
From the picture, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me repeat my question. Do you have any firsthand knowledge that the decal that's shown in that photograph was clearly visible from the sidewalk in July of 2023?
This picture it doesn't look as if it was taken from the sidewalk, but I can see the decal in this picture. Yes.
I gotcha. So you don't know if there's anything located on the porch or stoop or anything that would obscure this decal from the sidewalk?
I wouldn't know that, sir.
Okay. And the code.
I'm sorry, excuse me. This is the court reporter. I apologize, but I did not hear Mr. Wilson's answer clearly. Could you repeat it, please?
I wouldn't know that, no.
Okay, wait. Yeah, we've run into another problem. Just for a moment, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Moto, there's something happened just now with the audio from Mr. Wilson.
I believe it's an issue on his end, but we'll try and take it. Mr. Wilson, can you hear us?
Can you hear? Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Get closer to the mic, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Mr.
Okay.
Roseman, would you kindly restate your question? Mr. Wilson will need you to respond.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, could we
Sure.
have Mr. Wilson speak up?
Oh, yeah, we just did. That's what we instructed him to do. So hopefully we'll get that. Thank you. So, Mr. Roseman, would you mind restating your question?
Sure.
Mr. Wilson, please speak loudly.
Okay.
Sure. I'm sorry, we were looking at the photograph above what
No, we
Ms.
hadn't gotten there
Skiles
yet. We were
has
in
on
the
her screen.
previous. I believe we were at the previous
Right.
photograph, the last question.
We were. That's what I'm saying. We were, there we go.
Yep.
And my question was to the witness, since he testified he has never been to this property, if he would agree with me that he has no way of knowing whether that decal was clearly visible from the sidewalk in July of 2023.
It's visible in this photo. I'm not aware of how it is other than this photo.
I gotcha. Thank you for that. And do you agree with me, sir, that the code in question on this violation requires, and your office requires, that the decals that the owners receive be clearly visible from the sidewalk?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have anything with you today or do you know when the owner of this property asked for this alleged decal?
I'll object to relevance as to when the decal was obtained. We can clearly see it in the photograph presented that corresponded to the complaint.
This isn't testimony. Can I just get a basis for the objection?
Relevance would be the basis as to why it would be relevant as to when the decal was obtained.
Okay.
Well,
I've heard the objection. And so I will sustain the objection, sir. If you could rephrase the question or move on.
Okay. Mr. Is it your testimony that the homeowner had this decal on its door in July of 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you know that?
It's in the photo that we're looking at, posted on the door.
Okay. But you already told me this photo doesn't indicate the address that the door is located at. That there's nothing in this photo with the address.
Your question wasn't about the address. Your question was about the decal.
My question, sir, is whether the site is for 1212 Fitzgerald Street. And this is the photograph you're relying on. And the notice was in July of 2023. I'm asking, is there anything in this photo that it was taken in July of 2023? That's question one. I think your answer was no. Then I asked if there was anything indicating the address of 1212. And I thought your answer was no.
You didn't ask when it was taken. You didn't ask me when it was taken, sir.
Okay. Do you know when this photograph was taken?
No, I do not. I know when it was reported.
Okay.
When it was sent in.
But regardless of when it was reported, they would have to have that emblem on their door on the day of the delivery, correct?
Yes.
Okay. your office has not provided Tri-State Delivery with a list of non-deliverable addresses, correct?
I don't know if anyone previously have, but I haven't.
How long have you been in your current position?
5 years.
So for at least 5 years, would anyone provide that list other than yourself?
Like I answered, I'm not sure if anyone previously did, but I haven't.
Okay. So since for at least the last 5 years, your testimony would be that you have not provided Tri-State Delivery with the non-distribution list.
I haven't received a request to provide that information.
That wasn't my question, but
that's my answer.
And I understand that.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, just respond directly to whatever's asked.
Okay.
Thank you. And can you explain for me in this matter how you know Tri-State Delivery delivered what's depicted in this photo to 1212 Fitzgerald Street?
Well, when I started the program, when I started this position as a circular feed coordinator, I was told Tri-State Distribution is the one that is responsible for the distribution of the saved coupons.
Have you ever, as part of your investigation in this unit, have you ever had any discussions with anybody at Tri-State Delivery?
I can't recall.
Huh? Have you ever asked Tri-State Delivery if they deliver, as part of your investigation, if they deliver the Save coupon circular?
I can't recall talking to anyone from Tri-State.
Just the board's indulgence, please. I don't want to be repetitive.
Okay.
I don't have, I'm sorry. Just want to look at the notice one more time. I don't have any further questions of Mr. Wilson at this time.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Skiles, any redirect?
Just briefly, yes. Mr. Wilson, after you receive the complaint, although you don't physically visit the location, you do perform an inspection of the location.
Yes.
You review whether or not that location is on the circular free list, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I know there was a question of whether or not there was a wrapper on this circular. Regardless of whether or not there's a plastic wrapper, can you tell what this circular is for?
The circular is basically coupons.
Let me rephrase. Is this the Save circular?
Yes, it's a Save circular.
How do you know that?
It's in the picture. It says it on the picture. Save.
Oh, okay. Let me just. And this photograph was sent as an attachment to this email, correct?
Yes.
And this email, it does provide a date. Does it provide a date of delivery?
Yes, it does. It says July 20 at 9 a.m.
Okay. I have no further redirect.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we will now hear final argument from Mr. Roseman as well as Ms. Skiles. We'll start with you, Mr. Roseman.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'll try to be as brief as possible. Mr. Wilson testified credibly to the extent that he really doesn't know what 1212 Fitzgerald Street looked like back in July of 2023. We're looking at a photo, an unauthenticated photo from a recipient we don't even know, with a package that's not even laying on their property. This is by Mr. Wilson's own testimony. It's a bunch of papers that are being held in front of an apparent non-delivery sticker on a photo without an address. There's no way. The requirement, as Mr. Wilson said, even believing everything, that sticker has to be placed where it's conspicuously visible from the sidewalk. There's no indication that L&I properly verified that in July of 2023 that location in that photo, without a date, without an address, was the location where an alleged delivery was made by my client, which again is only being implicated in this matter by a hearsay statement received by Mr. Wilson. And he works for the license and inspection. And I feel like his inspection into the alleged violation falls short of what would be required to issue a site violation notice against my client. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Skiles?
Yes. We're asking for a city affirm in this matter. As you heard from Mr. Wilson, if I may share my screen again just briefly.
Yes, please.
As you heard from Mr. Wilson, he issued this complaint. He issued this SVN in response to a complaint about receiving a circular at 1212 Fitzgerald Street. He received that complaint in writing. That complaint clearly identifies 1212 Fitzgerald Street. It clearly identifies they're complaining about a circular. It clearly identifies the date the circular was received. That complaint includes a picture. We know that it's the Save circular, and they took a picture directly in front of the Do Not Deliver sticker. We know from City Exhibit 3 that the sticker is visible from the sidewalk. You see it in the same corner of the door as the complaint that was received. And so we'd be asking for a city affirm that this SVN was issued appropriately. There has been, again, in this hearing, no evidence to the contrary. There has been no evidence presented that Tri-State is not the distributor of these Save coupons. There has been no evidence to the contrary that the circular wasn't delivered by Tri-State, and there's been no evidence to the contrary that the Do Not Deliver sticker was not visible. And based on the very credible testimony of Mr. Wilson, we would ask for a city affirm of the site violation notice today.
Okay, thank you very much. You've heard testimony from both sides on this. We will now call the vote on HA-2023-003562, 1212 Fitzgerald Street, Tri-State Delivery. City affirm?
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
Affirmed.
City affirmed.
City affirmed.
Thank you very much. A unanimous vote, city affirmed. Of course, Mr. Roseman, you, as you know, can appeal the decision of this board to Court of Common Pleas. Thank you for your participation and your patience. Your witness, Ms.
Thank you.
Skiles,
May
is
I,
excused. Yes, sir, you excuse.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Miss Skiles, I'm gonna leave the meeting, but can we talk about the other matters? Like, can you give me a call when you get a chance?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right, have a good day, everybody.
Okay.
All right, goodbye.
Mr. Moto, do we have any further matters for today's hearing?
No, sir, that concludes our last matter.
Okay, thank you very much. That concludes our business for today. And everyone have a good afternoon. Mr.
Mr. Moto. I'm
Mr.
sorry, go
Pink,
ahead.